Hi, my name is Cooper Waddell. I'm one of the league organizers for the 40K league held at Addie's Games. And I wanted to start a video series, really just to pass along information to you as league members or people that are thinking about joining the league. I find it personally easier for me to pass along information via video or via just talking, as opposed to typing out an update every couple of days. And hopefully it's easier for you to digest and get what you need out of the update itself. So what are these videos designed to do? Again, to pass along information, recap games, let you know about important dates that are coming up. My goal is to release the video, probably a video every Friday is what I'm thinking. So this is probably going to evolve a little bit as I get the hang of things. This is my first time trying to do something like this, but if there's any feedback, please feel free to pass it along to me. I'm sure I'll take it in stride, and we'll go from there. So with that, each video I'm thinking is probably going to last about 10 minutes, maybe max. Really not trying to make this a big thing, more just periodic updates for you to digest. And we're going to start off with taking a look at what I have in my agenda here. First, I guess we're going to address the latest season ending, season 10. Congratulations to Junior winning it all, Pod 1. Man, the guy's on fire. He's done quite a bit over the past 10 seasons. I think he's won 3, 4, I think it's 5 leagues now. I don't have the exact count on me, but he's been dominating here recently, and he just did so with Drukhari, a change up from his Blood Angels of note, of notoriety. So big congrats to him. And with that, we have another season coming out very soon. It's coming up probably, you got to get your payments in by Sunday. So, and the league is set to start on Tuesday. So if you haven't paid yet, you can do so via a link. I've posted it in our Discord. It's also available on Facebook and the Addie's Games page. Please take a look at that. Click in it and pay before Sunday at noon. Sunday at noon is the time where I'll be cutting that off. I'll be taking all the names off the list. I'll be contacting the store, and then I'll start preparing the tasks needed that we need to take care of as a part of updating the spreadsheet and getting it all sorted. I need a little bit of time to do so. So that's why we do it on Sunday, and it gives me a couple of days to have the league start off on Tuesday. So again, Sunday at noon, make your payments by then if you want to play this season, and we'd love to have you. With that league happening at that point in time, we also have a twice-a-year event that we hold each and every year. It's been on hold a little bit. We were actually at the midst of holding one of these events right when the pandemic started, but this is our fall final. So we're going to have 2 finals a year. It's probably a little different from what we were doing prior. We're doing a winter and a summer final. Given the timing and the pandemic, we're going to do a fall and a spring instead. But nonetheless, the fall one is here. And I've sent out the invites to the 24 people that will be participating in the event. It's an invitational event, and it's basically a single elimination tournament where you have 10 days to complete each individual round. And really what it comes down to is, in order to get an invite, you have to be one of the better players in the league. And I don't know how else to put it, but you have to be able to ascend to probably right around that pods 1 through 3 area right there. And then once you get to that point, you're basically guaranteeing an invite when the fall or the then spring final come around. But when it comes down to it, if you don't fall into one of those pods, there's still a chance for you to get an invite. I'm just going to end up going down the list and finding who would be an appropriate fill-in if somebody can't make it from pods 1 through 3. But nonetheless, the 24 spots have been filled, and we're actually going to do the draw here today. But I just wanted to explain what that is and what we're doing here today. And so for those that are participating, just a quick heads up, we do have special missions, or say special specific missions for each round. They're listed on the spreadsheet that I'll share with you here in a moment. You'll be able to see which mission you're going to play in which round. So something to consider when you set up your game with your opponent, and just make sure you're playing that mission. And then once we get the draw done, I think we're going to do it today, of course, but then you have 10 days from tomorrow. So the first round needs to be completed by October 12th. Okay. There are 24 people. There are going to be 8 buys as a part of that too. How did I determine the buys? Well, the people that all stayed in Pod 1 over this last season or were promoted to Pod 1 this last season, those are the people that are going to secure the buys. And so we'll run through that list here in just a bit. But then anybody else that was invited, you're not going to get a buy. You're going to get matched up in round one, and then you'll end up playing against somebody in the next round who did get a buy. So we'll get through that in just a second. The draft itself. But if there is ever a question about, hey, why didn't I get an invite before we get to this point? If I didn't get an invite, what do I need to qualify for this? We talked about how you have to get to pods 1 through 3 to basically guarantee one. Something else is that you have to be an active member of our league. We're not just going to extend an invite to anybody who comes in for one season. We really value those that are coming back season after season and continuing to participate in our league. So in order to qualify, you also have to have played in 2 of the last 3 seasons. And if you've done that, again, pods 1 through 3, played 2 of the last 3 seasons, you're going to be in. No problem. So we'll go through the list of participants here, and I'll show you what I see in front of me here now. So this is the bracket. This is how we fill this out. And we'll go through the numbers or the matchups in a second, but calling out a couple of past winners. Jordan Roman, who I haven't seen in some time, actually. Would love to see him. Won our first one. And then Frankie Giampapa, now he's out in Vegas with the Frontline Gaming crew. He won the last one. So guaranteed, both those guys are not going to be playing this final. We're going to have a brand new champion this time around. So that's pretty exciting. And I do want to now go through the people that are participating here. And anybody can visit this. This is on our spreadsheet. You guys can come in and check this out in more detail if you'd like. But we have all the people here that are going to be securing a first round bye, including yours truly. Yes. And then we have 16 more players that are going to be duking it out in round 1. If you ever wanted to come in and check out the lists, they are available right here. There's a link. Check that out. The list cannot be changed. This is a little different from the league season where you can change your list in between games, tailor a little bit. This is a locked list environment, and then you got to play that all the way through. Okay. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up drawing some names, and we're going to get into this. We're going to start matching people up. This is my hat. These are all the names that I have in here, and these are only the names for the first round. The ones that are securing a bye, those guys will draw in just a second. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to try to prove that I'm not stacking the deck in my favor, which inadvertently, I'm sure I will not do so. All right. So the first person that we're going to put in the first slot in the first round is going to be Kelsey. Let's see if I can get this. The blur doesn't actually work right there. There we go. Kelsey. So we'll put him in. And I may end up cleaning this up a little bit afterwards, but he's the first guy. So who is his opponent? Who's his first opponent in round 1? Got Aaron Bressler. Nice. Throw him in here. Kelsey's playing a Knight-like list. There's a few Space Marines in there. And then Aaron is playing an Ultramarine list with Rowboat Gilliman. So Aaron is locked in. So let's look at the next matchup. The next name that I'm pulling out, Austin White. Austin is on fire in the league recently. I don't think he's dropped a game. Maybe he dropped 1. So I think he's won 9 games in the last 2 seasons. He's climbed pretty quickly with a Dark Angels list. So he's bringing that. We'll see if he can keep the momentum going. Let's get his first opponent. And that's going to be Stephen Rainey. Steven's playing 1,000 Suns, the only one brave enough to bring this microphone for me, man. It's just I have to work on that. It dies on me every once in a while. Stephen Rainey bringing 1,000 Suns, and I think that he's, again, takes some cojones to bring a brand new codex. I don't know how many reps he's gotten with it. We'll see how he does. I know Austin, again, he's on fire. So interesting matchup. The next matchup we'll get to is Emmanuel S. Emmanuel, I've played him at the seeding tournament. And he is a very good Death Guard player. Admittedly, he feels like he's still feeling things out. But he's not lost a lot of games over the last 2 seasons, and he's been in the lower pods, so it'd be a step up in competition. But I think that he has the chops because he took me to the mat, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal here, but the guy definitely knew what he was doing. So, very good player. We'll see who he's playing here. His first opponent's going to be Marvin Waldman. Marvin is bringing a Chaos Demons list, so we got a little chaos on chaos action. Marvin, I've known him since I was like 3, and he's played Warhammer for a long time. So a very savvy player. Probably also, I don't know how many best sportsmanship awards he's won, but probably one of the nicer players you will play against in any environment. So that'll be a tight game, but I'm sure it'll be a fun one for sure. The next person we're going to put down here is going to be Quentin. Quentin is going to be playing AdMech. I've known Quentin for a long time too, and he's been collecting AdMech slowly, and he's finally, he's had the list for a while now, and he's stepped up his game quite a bit, and he's moved up into the pods 1 through 3 after a number of seasons working his way up there. So he's gotten way better as a player over the past several months. And see who his first opponent is. Oh my gosh, his teammate John Weber. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be a friendly game or because they know each other so well as teammates. If it's going to be a tight game, we'll see. John is playing. Gosh, what is John playing? John is playing Dark Angels. Okay. I've known John a long time too. I've played him in some, I'm not going to regale all the tales, but some very tight matches too, involving maybe 1 or 2 models remaining. And very good player. I think that's going to be a tightly contested match. And again, both teammates, it's tough to see them both play each other in the first round, but guaranteed to have one member of their team move on to the next round, if you think of it like that. All right, the next one, this would have been funny if we pulled this name. Again, 3 members from the Warmongers in a row pulled from the hat here. So Russell Jacobson, he's playing a Space Wolves list. The guy knows Space Wolves in and out and has played them for I don't know how long. So we'll see who he plays here. He's going to play Kellen Foster. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know a whole lot about Kellen. Kellen is the only one brave enough to bring a Necron list, though. And he's acting as though he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's played supremely well, at least from his record is in the league the last 2 seasons. So he's going to have his hands full with Russ because Russ is a very, very good player. And Kellen's just kind of coming up from some of the lower pods, but we'll see how that one goes. The next match, we got Mike Mental. Mike is probably one of the funniest guys in the league. I don't know if you guys see the content that he posts in the Discord. If you're not in there, I would suggest giving it a look. One of the more sarcastic, dry humor, if not overtly in-your-face humor kind of guys, but very, very friendly, very, very fun to play against. And he's played in, I think, almost every season we've been here. Great guy. Great to see him in a final here. And he's going to play against, oh my God, the battle of Team Mikes. Mike Russell. Mike Russell's playing a Chaos list. And we need to close this window here. We're going to play Mike Russell. Mike Russell's playing a Chaos list. I haven't played Mike a whole lot. I played him once at a tournament. Battle of the Mikes is funny, but I don't know a whole lot about what he's going to be bringing to the table. Same thing for Mike. I haven't had a chance to play him a whole lot. So interesting to see Battle of the Mikes, who wins that one. The next matchup, start with Jeremy Larson. Jeremy brings an eclectic list every single time. He was talking to me about it as he was getting ready to submit it. I don't necessarily know what his strategy is or how he comes up with these lists. But if you guys should take a look at it, it includes a Land Raider, includes some Grey Knights, but the Land Raider is not a part of the Grey Knights. There's some Death Watch in there. Take a look at it. Again, eclectic, but if there's somebody who can make a list like that work, or it's very deliberate, it's that guy. I've played Jeremy a number of times over the years. very good player. He's won the league. I don't know if he's won it twice or once, but he's taken some very good players to the mat, and I think that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here. He will be playing against Neil Braden. Neil might rival Marvin for the nicest guy I've ever met at a table. Neil's bringing an Imperial Knights list. He's played an Imperial Knights list for some time. He loves playing them, and he either wins big or he's going home with close to zero. I've seen it many times. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure he knows what he's talking about too, or what I'm talking about, because he plays Knights. I think Neil's going to have an uphill battle with Jeremy. I hate to say it, but the list, after looking at the list, I think that's going to be a tough matchup. We'll see. But if Neil pulls that one out, that's a big win for Neil. All right, the last matchup in the first round, we're going to default to the last two, but we're going to pull the names anyway. We got Junsu So. I met Junsu at the seeding tournament. And I feel like he was really green right there. And I will tell you right now, he is crushing people recently. And so he's either gotten a lot better, he's found his stride, or he's found some lucky dice. I don't know, but he is going to be matched up against JD Vasquez, who's playing a Custodes list. And JD's also played Custodes for a long time. I'm going to err on, I think that JD's probably going to pull this one out. This is only because I think JD has played Custodes for so long that it's hard for him to not know exactly what to do with that list against somebody as green, perhaps, as Junsu. But the momentum is definitely there for Junsu. So we'll see how that one works out. So now we're going to pull the people that are going to be playing against these guys in the first round after they've determined a winner. So the first person that we're going to pull, we'll put into game 9, and then we'll go down 10, 11, all the way down to the 16, game 16. All right. So the first person we're going to pull, we're going to play against the winner of Kelsey and Aaron. It's going to be Jason Lenore. But Jason is playing Death Watch. If you guys haven't seen the paint job that he's got on those guys, conversions, old bits, new bits, flames. It was a very, very nice looking army. He won best overall at the seeding tournament that I hosted. And that included a big paint score too. So he's very, very talented in that regard and a very good player. Brings kind of I don't want to say a hodgepodge, but units that are very deliberate and should be used in specific situations. He does a pretty good job of that. But, if a couple of those go sideways, a couple of those plans go sideways, he could fold like a lawn chair. So we'll see how that works out. The winner of Austin and Steven, it's going to be me, baby. It's going to be me. Can't wait. I'm bringing a Fire Raptor, just as a heads up. And I just need everybody to be aware that it shouldn't be shot at. Just do not shoot at that thing. It's too hard. If you kill it, you'll be cursed for 7 years or something of the sort. I don't know, but please leave it alone because it's my key to victory. All right. The next person is going to play, or game 11 is going to play against the winner of Emmanuel and Marvin. It's going to be Junior. Junior, I think the guy doesn't need any more feeding of his ego. Undoubtedly the most successful player in the league as of recent, and a force to be reckoned with. That said, he has not placed any higher than third in a final just yet, even though he's been favored, I feel like, in each one that he's played in. So we'll see if he can shed that monkey off his back there. And he will be playing against, again, the winner of Emmanuel and Marvin. The winner of Quentin and John will be playing against Mark Kearns. Mark won Pod 3. Mark I think he's 10-0 in the last 2 seasons. So hasn't played above Pod 3 yet, but he's about to get a taste of some of that. But that said, not losing a game is pretty impressive. Like, there are not too many people that could string together 10-game win streak. Mark has done so with a Death Watch list that, again, like I was talking about with Jason, very deliberate unit choices. And I've played against him a couple times, very good player. And I think that he has the ability to move into probably the quarters where he might meet Junior. I would expect him to beat Junior right there, but we'll see. Quentin and John are both very capable players. So I think that would probably be a toss-up, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mark was going a little deeper than what his prior experience might say he should. Okay, the winner of Russ and Kellen are going to play against Rock Liberty. Rock has access to an array of models that shocks mere mortals such as myself. He is bringing a Grey Knights list. I haven't had a chance to take a close look at it, but Grey Knights have been a popular choice here in the participant pool. And I think that he's probably gotten a few reps in himself, and he knows exactly what he wants to be doing there. Again, I have to look at the list. Maybe we do a little bit more of a review of those lists at some other point, but Rock is locked in there. And he's playing against Russ or Kellen. We'll see. The winner of the Battle of the Mics will be playing against Ben Nichols. Ben is a teammate of was a teammate of mine. Now he's on the Warmongers, or I'm not sure what team he's on nowadays. Kidding, he's on the Warmongers. Ben plays a Drukhari list, a nasty Drukhari list, and sometimes plays at a level that you wouldn't believe. And sometimes he'll drop a game to somebody he shouldn't. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of stride he hits here. And again, he'll be playing against the winner of Mike and Mike. The winner of the Jeremy and Neil game will be playing against Daniel Redahas. I'm sorry, Daniel, if I butchered your name. Daniel is a very, very good player. And he is going to I think he's going to make some waves. I don't know when he loses. There's obviously an opportunity for you guys to fill out a bracket. But Daniel is a very talented player. He plays up north in the Orange County area. And I think that he comes down. I don't see how he doesn't make some noise. Very, very good player. I played him in a team tournament, etc. Very impressed with his skill set. And then the winner of Jensu and JD Vasquez is going to play against Matt Geyer. Matt is challenging Junior for one of the more talented player spot. Matt lost one game this last season, lost it to Junior, and then he won the last season prior to that. So I'm actually kind of glad that they're on opposite sides of the bracket, so they could meet in the finals if they get there, because they can settle that there. But I would think that Matt Geyer and Junior are the favorites to go to the final at that point, if it's not myself, of course. And after that, other than that, though, it's a single elimination. I'm really curious to see who's going to pull that out. Who's be able to pull off a string of 4 to 5 wins in a row. Frankie did it kind of out of nowhere when he won. Jordan came out of nowhere. Like, if you looked at the list of names, you're like, why are they winning those? And Frankie did so, probably a little bit more notorious than what Jordan was. But there's a chance for a brand new champion this time. So that's it for the draw. I will let you guys start scheduling your games and get those going. Anybody who wants to fill out a bracket, I'll have the brackets up tonight. You guys can start filling those out too. There is a prize for people that fill out the best bracket. You don't even need to be in the league. You don't even need to be a part of the season. You just fill out a bracket, put your name in there, and if you have the best bracket, you have a $35 store credit waiting for you. Okay? I think that's most everything. There's one last thing, and I'm not. It's that microphone again. I'm going to have to fix that. Trial and error of the first video we upload here. The one thing I'm not going to forget is a mention of Keith Berry. I don't know if some of you are familiar with him, or if you're not. If you're not familiar with him, means you're not playing in the league. If you are familiar with him, rightfully so. The guy has been integral to the league's success over the last 10 seasons, even before that. He, for some reason, can't find the time to help manage the league between serving our country, growing his family, raising a new child, being part of a master's program. For some reason, he can't find the time for, a very intense or managing a very large league. I don't understand it. Kidding aside, Keith, I want to say thank you very much from me for all the help that you've given. I'm sure everybody else feels the same way. If at any time you want to come back and help and or play, you are more than welcome. But the sincerest, best wishes, wherever you decide to play Hammer, or if you're going to come back or whatever it may be, you're always welcome. And I'm sure everybody feels the same. So with that, I'm going to end the video. This might have been a little bit longer just because we did the tournament draw. I'm hoping that the updates are shorter and in between. But again, if you have any feedback, guys, please let me know. And have a great rest of your day.